So we're doing something a little different this time. This time we're reviewing people as I'm just having my own opinion on different people, especially this fucking guy. I don't know why a lot of people. I mean, I understand what Vince McMahon has done for the business of wrestling, but there's other times where he's a piece of shit and he fucked his whole life up and he fucked all the wrestling business up. He just started not giving a fuck anymore. He just only. I mean, he always did care about money, but there's times he actually did want to make great storylines and great gimmicks and stuff like that. But then time went off. When time went on later on, he just stopped giving a fuck and he only cared about just more about the money more than anything. And it went downhill, especially like in the late 2000s to the early late 2010s. It was bad. There's times when the episodes of Raw and SmackDown, it's like on and off. There's times it was good, there's times it was bad, back and forth. And the man just all he cared about was just counting money in his fucking office all day. I mean, he's doing it for generations. He's been doing that, but back then, like the 80s and 90s, early 2000s, he actually wanted to, create great storylines with all these wrestlers and whatnot. Like the difference, like him and his father, Vince McMahon Sr. Vince McMahon Sr. actually gave a fuck about his talent. He gave a fuck about his wrestlers. His piece of shit son only cared about himself. He didn't give a fuck about none of these other wrestlers. If he actually gave a fuck about all these wrestlers, including what's his name? Owen Hart, Chris Benoit. I'm sure they tried to think some more besides that. Oh yeah, don't forget about Nails. That's another fucking guy. That's the guy who strangled him out that one time. He got in an argument over money or something like that. He choked out Vince McMahon. He was being a fucking asshole. Like I say, he's a piece of shit. So like I say, examples: Owen Hart, Chris Benoit, and Nails. Owen Hart, he did not want to do that fucking dumbass stunt. When the part where he comes down from the ceiling as a superhero. He told him many, many times he's not going to do that because he's afraid of heights. Vince McMahon being a fucking asshole as usual. Oh, well, if you don't do that, I'm going to fire you. Owen Hart should have said, good, fuck you, I quit. You can't fire me, I quit. He should have went to WCW with his brother, Bret Hart. I don't know why he didn't do that. Well, why? That's another thing. Why did Owen Hart just quit the WWE or the WWF back then? Back then it was called the WWF. Why did he quit the WWF? Why didn't he just quit and go to WCW? What was he scared of? They wouldn't hire him? They would fucking hire him. He's the fucking brother of Bret Hart. Why would they not hire him? So what happened? Like I said, we all know what happened. He did it, and then he fall off, and he splatted right onto the ring. I mean, it wasn't blood all over the ring or anything. He just blew up inside his body. All his organs blew up when he fell that far down like that. And then after that, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of backlash for Vince McMahon once again because this guy's a fucking asshole. And somehow people respect this guy still. Yeah, I understand he did a lot of things for business, but the other shit he did, he's a piece of shit. Fucking let a man die falling fucking 30 feet in the air, or how high it fucking was. It's just fucking high as shit up there. Like I said, I think Owen Hart should have just quit. Who give a fuck what he said? He should just fucking walk the fuck out and went to WCW. That's what he should have did, but somehow he fucking acting oh, he's gonna fire me. I'll never have another job again. Oh, I'm gonna go up to the skyscraper and jump off. Oh, I'm dead. The guy would have been still alive. He just quit. He just quit his job. He would have been still alive. Then there's Chris Benoit. Okay, so yeah, it's not really. I mean, it is kind of his fault. You think about it, because Vince McMahon, he should have kept an eye on that motherfucker, because he do have mental health problems, especially when he lost his best friend. Dude had mental health problems in his brain. He couldn't function anymore. Fucking doing those headbutts and shit, those finisher moves with his head, and he's taking all that steroids and made his heart really huge or something like that. Then he went crazy and he fucking killed his family. It would have been nice if Vince McMahon actually, kept an eye on him, especially with he lost his best friend Eddie Guerrero. He should at least, give some time off, like a 9-month break or something. Send him to therapy for mental health, something. But once again, like an asshole he is, it made his life even worse for himself. He had to go on TV in 2007 and talk on TV. Blah, 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 wrestlers. Blah, 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 blah. He got to do all that shit because this dude's a selfish prick. And like Newcheck says, this dude got blood on his hands. And all the other things he said. He does. He's right. He got fucking blood on his hands. And he don't give a fuck. And then there's Nails. Nails is like, he was being a fucking asshole to Nails. He should at least like pay the man more money. He said be a greedy cunt about it. That's why he strangled the motherfucker. Choked that asshole out. Good thing, it's good. Vince McMahon Sr. would have, he would actually give a fuck about these motherfuckers. Owen Hart said he wanted to do that skyscraper shit. He's like, yeah, sure, you don't have to do that. We'll change it up for you. We don't have to do that shit. Chris Benoit would have been alright. He would have probably been still alive if Vince Sr. took care of him. Same thing with Nails. Nails wouldn't even choke out Vince Sr. He wouldn't even choke him out. He would have gave him a raise. Vince Sr. actually gave a fuck about his fucking wrestlers. He actually cared about them. He actually treated them like a family. Vince Jr. is, no. He just treats them like a homeless people or something like that. That's how he treats his fucking wrestlers. He treats them like homeless people. He's not like his dad. I read shit about how his dad is compared to his son. And I heard like his dad didn't want to give his business to his son at all. He didn't want to give it to him because he knows his son's a piece of shit. He knows he's gonna fuck his business up. He knew it. That's why he didn't want to give it to him in the first place. That's why he said no. But then again, he got sick and he had no one else to give it to, so fuck it, I'll give it to my dumbass son. So yeah, he had no choice because he was getting sick and it was at the end. And he died like in the early 80s. So yeah, he had no choice to give it to him because who else would he give it to? Shame. He had no choice to give it to him because I don't think Vince McMahon Sr. had any other kids besides his son Junior here. And like another thing is that his father was actually fucking competitive. He wanted his show to be like one of the best of the world. He wanted to be the best. That's another thing that's different between Vince, his son Junior. His son Junior, I can't give a fuck. Like I said, his dad was more about competition. He was more about that. Well, with the wrestlers, he likes seeing more competition between the wrestler and the wrestler. His son just want like all this goofy, weird shit going on in the ring and all that stuff. He had all this weird, crazy shit going on, the stories and whatnot. Like it was this. Most of the time when he does these fucking stories or these storylines, it goes too much. It's like it goes overboard. All this nonsense, all this soap opera and all this talking and all that. I feel like it's just too much sometimes with all that. I feel like no. Well, I mean, I am glad he's not running the business anymore. I mean, he started like going senile after a while. He just didn't know what he's doing anymore, and he just didn't give a fuck. Vince McMahon. This guy's such a fucking asshole. I don't know why people respect him so much. Well, you had to separate from business to him as a person. Oh my fucking god. I hate when people always say that shit. They always say, oh, well, you gotta separate from that to this from this to that. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. He's still a piece of shit regardless of he did a great job with the business and everything like that. I don't give a fuck. All the shit he did, especially what he did with that fucking that slut. He shat on her head and the other thing. He fucking caused the other girl to kill herself and all this other shit. He caused all this shit to happen. All because of him and his fucking greed and his pettiness and his asshole behavior. Fucking having a grudge about Randy Savage going to WCW. I don't understand. Like, even Hulk Hogan went to WCW, but he left Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and all those other guys go come back to WWE. But somehow Randy Savage doesn't come back to WWE. But somehow, like, people make this assumption that Randy Savage like had sex with his daughter Stephanie McMahon when she was underage or something like that. I don't fucking believe that horse shit. Some other bullshit rumor they fucking these fans came out of their ass about again, just like the whole thing with Chris Benoit didn't kill his family or something like that. People are always trying to figure out different ways to make him not the bad guy or make him actually look like a bad guy. It's fucking annoying. I hate when people do that shit. Yeah, I don't get why he had so much a grudge against Randy Savage. I would love to saw him come back in the Ruthless Aggression era wrestling, but he never did because Vince McMahon had a fucking grudge against him for some fucking reason. And then he like lied to his dad at his deathbed because something about they told him he's not gonna go after wrestlers from other promotions and put him out of business. He's fucking lied to his face. And like after he died, he went doing it anyways. Like a piece of shit he is. So fuck Vince McMahon. Like, he's nothing like his dad, and this guy will always be a piece of shit for all the shit he caused and caused all these wrestlers to die and everything like that. If he actually gave a fuck about all these people, none of this shit would have happened. I guarantee you, none of this shit would have happened. Somehow, he's a great guy. Everyone keeps saying about Vince McMahon. Fuck out of here. This guy's a piece of dog shit.